Never have I ever been late. Always on time. Always on time. Gubby, what do you mean, bro? It's exactly, we're in the same minute. I get like a 60-second grace period here, brothers. Hold up. Hold up. Not done. I'm still setting up. Hold up. I'm sorry, I didn't stream for like 2 days. Before yesterday. I was just playing Monster Hunter. Oh man, the new update kicked my fucking ass, dude. All right, switch scenes. Nope, my camera's still closed. Let me open up. Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, let's get the music ready. Oh, man, my legs are itchy today. Ellie's just chilling with me today. You guys want to see Ellie? Hi, Ellie. Watch here. I can't even see my own thing. Here, before we start reading. Hi, Ellie. Let me get her. I had to wait a whole minute. What do you mean, bro? We were still within that 30-second period. I'm trying to like get as much because I know once there's windows on screen, it messes up the lighting. So give me a sec. I think if I pull it forward a little bit, I do this. Perfect. Okay, so we got about 2 hours. Your cam looks a lot better now. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Ellie, come here. Let me grab Ellie. Let me open up the blinds, get some actual lighting up in here. We're gonna turn this bad boy on. Don't look at my fat belly. Don't worry, we're going back to the gym. We overslept and didn't go to the gym in the morning, so I gotta cut stream short a little bit today. So I can go hit the gym for an hour, get back in time, dress up, practice my piano skills again, so we can make it to the episode 9 react on time. Hi, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You look so beautiful. Oh my God, I gotta cut your hair. Oh man, you're looking like a mop over here. Look at that forehead. Oh man, your hair's all over the place. You gotta go get you a haircut. I heard somebody said easy. Actually, no, Ellie, come on. Hang out with me right now. You were literally taking a nap before we went live. My time is important. I got you, Richie. Your cam looks a lot better now. I had to wait a whole minute. What Easy said is the biggest cat I've ever heard in 2025. What? Cat? What are we talking about? Okay. Hey. Don't sniff the books. That stays right there, huh? Hi. Give me a kiss. Come on. Give me a kiss. You're always so moody once I go live. Okay. Go. Take a nap. All right. I could be napping. All right, I got you. Well, don't worry. We're only live today for like 2 hours. Like, this is the plan. Plan is read 2 hours. No, be live for 2 hours. Hit the gym for an hour. Come back, shower, change, get ready. Bring out the piano and record an amazing episode 9 react. Dude, you guys better buckle up, man. Ooh, man, we're gonna go all out. I'm a like pre-screen record. No, I'm a insert my original reaction from Old Neil for like 10 seconds from when we read it last year. I'm gonna put like a dramatic opening title card. I'm gonna have the Dragon Ball narrator previously, you know? No, never mind. Well, I'm thinking way too much. I ain't got that much time for editing, so probably not. Never mind. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, 987. Let's get this bad boy. Oh, shit, I don't have chat. Let me fix that. No. Let me fix chat. I just realized chat isn't on screen. Ellie. Hi. What are you doing, girl? Okay, then we do the top fans. No, not the screen. Definitely don't want to show my screen. Man, I've been watching this, I can't say what comedy show. But I've been watching a comedy show with my girl. It's a pretty controversial comedy show, and I'm like, ain't no way, man. Like, if this shit came out today, this would have been canceled. Alright, click on top fans. Beautiful. Alright. Ellie, you don't want to easy? Don't forget the trailer from yesterday. I know. Well, look here. Put it this way. We either do the trailer now, which kind of bites into our 2-hour stream, or we wait until tomorrow, Saturday. But I'll be honest, tomorrow, Saturday, we should watch it now. You can play LOM ending or either instrumental version of it. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna play the Old Neil part. Wait, Smokey, what are you talking about? You can either play LOM ending or either instrumental version of it. Wait, what song are we talking about? Like, for what part? All right, well, let's do this. Let's set up. Man, I was hearing my voice from yesterday. Oh, man. My audio was, like, really bad. I don't know, man. And I could just not read for the life of me. You have that trailer from yesterday from Deep Sea Embers, Dunghua? Okay, I bet. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Okay, so let's just take a chill. So we might only read like 5-6 chapters. It's cool. It's chill. Let's look this up though. Deep Sea Ember. There's an album of 3 versions of it and its official Spotify album. Oh shit, can you guys link that? I'll check it out. New Sci-Fi Dunghua. Is this what we're watching? Oh, I'll click the link you sent. I got you. We'll watch the one username sent. It might be the official one. Oh, it's the one I just opened. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Now let me put this up here. All right. Shit. How do I do this again? What scene? Do you guys want me to do PC or should I do? No, not chatting. I think this one. Yeah, I think this one. I think this one's better. Oh, shit. I almost dropped my butt. Give me a sec. Let me adjust. Ugh. Okay. We're good. We're good. All right. PC 1, but this one good too? All right. Well, I mean, we'll do this for a little bit. You know what? No, we'll do full cam. Hold up. Let's do full cam for our beautiful, awesome, tacular intro. You guys are sending me a Dunghua trailer for another... Wait, hold up. This is a really bad intro. We're already scuffing up the intro. I have only ever watched 2 Dunghuas in my life, okay? We started with To Be Hero X. I haven't finished it because I underestimated how long it takes to edit a video. And then we started with Lord of Mysteries. And now you guys are sending me the 3rd one. Well, can't link the album. Oh, yo. So we'll figure out what the songs are called. But this is called what? New Sci-Fi Dunghua Preview. Let's switch here. New Sci-Fi Dunghua Preview is called Shanghai Yun... Well, no, just Deep Sea Ember, right? That's the one you guys were spamming yesterday. Deep Sea Ember. Okay. I have no idea what this is about. Is it like nothing much? Yeah, someone do the music changes. I'm going to sleep. So it's okay, Cabby. Just give us like the spark notes for the music change today. No, well, here, let's see. Deep Sea Ember. Am I even recording? Yes, we are recording. Okay, false alarm. Okay, wait, hold up. Do I like pause and oh man, it's been so long. Okay, hold up. This is the only rewind. Sorry. I'm telling you, I always used to hate people that will always just pause like every 2 seconds, every 2 frames. And I have to do it. I'm sorry. There's another trailer of Bizarre Immortal if you want, but maybe we leave that for later reaction. We can do it. Beyond No Way. We can do it too. It is a cage for the doomed. God damn, what the, wait, this is it's CG or 3D, right? Because that's what they talked about in the interviews for Lord of Mysteries. They said how they wanted to preserve 2D. Damn, that look good. What? German? Is German on the ship? I'm sorry. Are we reading Traveler? What are we reading here? The Abyss? Okay. Dunghuas are they're usually 3D. I didn't know that. Whoa, the music sounds looks way too loud on my end. Let me tone it down a bit. Oh, Admiral Hell? Okay. My real name is... Did I read Zominguri? Wait, Zo what? Zoming. Oh, okay. Oh, look at those beautiful green eyes. The world. Oh shit. The Demon Lord? Oh, a blasphemer? Okay, hold up. I am seeing a lot of Lord of the Mysteries references here. Okay. Hold up. I don't know what came first, but I'm liking the vibe of this. The resurrecting blaster. Wow. I want to look at the outfit. That's a good outfit. Okay. I shall offer you the scalding crimson nectar. Fuck is this? Oh! Spirit strings? Okay. I'm sorry. I gotta stop comparing this to Lord of the Mysteries. I apologize. The true creator? Okay. Damn! Yo, this looks good. Yo, this looks sick. Oh, shit. We literally got the true creator up in here. Okay. All right. All right. I'm liking this. I am 1000% vibing with this already. Oh, wait. That's him. He's the Duncan. Duncan? Okay. Wow, my voice is a little creaked a little. Abyssal Embers. Wait, is it Abyssal Embers or Deep Sea Embers? Oh, shit. Based on the Chinese web novel Deep Sea Embers? Huh, so what else did that ghost ship captain say to you? He said, bullshit. Fuck, let's get some fries. A ghost ship captain? Let's go get some fries. Put the fries in the bag, bitch! Okay, I like it. That was a cool trailer. Wait, hold up. Just quick rewind. I don't know, man. It gave me subtle Lord of the Mystery vibes. All right, I'm down to check it out. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna come out. Wait, was there a release date? No, right? There's no release date. You know what? I don't know anything about this one. I can read the comments. There aren't that many. If you like Lord of the Mysteries, you will like this series as well. Okay, good thing there's no Lord of the Mysteries spoilers in there. All right, bet. We'll check that out. All right, next one. Username, that novel's popular in China, I think. Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely check out Deep Sea Ember when it comes out. Dude, I need to be able to learn how to edit an anime react quicker or a Dunko react. Because that's the one thing that's stopping me from, like, outputting more. Just, it's really time-consuming. But I am down. Deep Sea Embers, I assume, next year. All right, if you like what you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And we have a 150-plus episode playlist of our Lord of the Mysteries read-through. All right, peace. Check the description. Wait. Peace. And have a 2027. Oh, my God. Get out of here. Gonna be a long while, boys. But you know what? It might just be worth it. All right, peace, and have a beautiful, loving day. All right, later, guys. All right, next one. I gotta remember to upload these. These might be a little bit late. What the fuck is that sound? Do you guys hear that in the background? Do you guys hear, like, a sound? And after this one, if you want, there's one more set of videos, not trailers and DMs, but if you think it's too much, then you can leave for another stream. No, hear nothing. Remember, Elotim first trailer was like 2 years ago? I do remember that. Yeah. I thought there's a dragon in the trailer or something. All right. But let's watch our second Dunhua trailer called Dao of the Bizarre Immortal. So it's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's from an immortal Dao. Chinese web novel. Okay, so it's a new horror donghua. The other one we just watched for Deep Sea Embers, it said it was like new sci-fi donghua, but it was like on a pirate ship. But let's check it out. The switch scenes. All right, here we go. New horror donghua. And now, for people watching live, like, oh, he's gonna say the same thing again. I know, but it's for the video, so we gotta stay strong for this beautiful, awesome intro. We're 40 seconds in. The name is Easy Geeky. We've been primarily reading Lord of Mysteries and trying to watch other stuff in between. Does rhyming with wow? Dao rhymes with Dao? Wow. I'm going to be saying wow at the end of this react. Are you guys ready? Long story short, like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see more. You know what to do. You know what's the one thing I've noticed I'm really bad at, guys? I'm bad at doing intros. I'm bad at outros, and I'm bad at saying you should like, comment, and subscribe. I'm realizing those are the 3 things that I have failed as a YouTuber, streamer, content creator. But you know what? That's half the fun. All right, let's check it out. Hold up, that went by so quick. How am I supposed to digest that? What the fuck is that? Wait. What was that? This is the only time I'm gonna pause. It's just like a black goo. What am I watching? Like Prometheus? It's like the black goo, the goo of life. Ew, that's gross. Hey, was that his hand? Wait. He had like a little tiny hand. What the heck was that? Ew, that's creepy. Wait. So it's the real world and this world? So it's like modern era. And then whatever this is. Ah! I'm gonna lower the volume down just a smidge more. Give me a sec, guys. Wow. Ah! Fuck is this music? Oh shit, I'm gonna drop my mic. Okay. 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 I'm vibing with this music. Oh, I just checked and the manga actually released like 9 months ago. Oh, it just came out. Okay. This music is good though, dude. What the fuck was that, a hand? Yeah, it's like a sacrificial ritual. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Dao of the Bizarre Immortal. So I assume that person's immortal and he's a Dao. I don't know what's a Dao. Oh, I feel like I'm watching Metal Gear. Oh, that's him. I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm like, is that gonna be the main girl? They fucking killed her, dude. Dao is like a pathway. Dao. Dao rhyming with wow, remember. Wow. Dao is like a pathway. It's giving... Oh! When we were doing the RI React, we did go over what's Dao, or it's like a type of genre, or like literally means way or path. The path of like cultivation. It's giving cultivation, right? I think that's what it meant. Ah, shit. Is this... So this is horror. I'm down. Sign me up. What? Based on the Chinese web novel, author is Foxtail Pen. Bro, there's so much crazy imagery that just happened right there. Oh shit, keeps going. Fucking Dark Souls? Elden Ring? Damn! Oh shit, look, there's somebody right here in her chest, or his chest. Yeah. That looked good. Oh, that looked good. Wait, does this come out in like 2 years? Wait, hold up. I do want to rewatch the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. 2026. Okay. You have eyes but cannot see my Mount Twi Sunny. Damn, looks crazy good. Is there a novel? Yeah, apparently somebody said it came out like 9 months ago. I do find it kind of crazy that it just came out like 9 months ago and it's already getting an anime. Or it's already getting a Dunkwa. I'm gonna watch this one more time. So, the woman and the tube was used like as a vessel by that guy to like envelop himself in this black goo. I don't know, man. I've never watched horror anime for 2 reasons. Sometimes it doesn't land, or it's like I feel like it's not scary enough. But there are exceptions, right? But like, like the fucking Uzumaki collection, that shit just did not do well. I saw the first 2 episodes of Uzumaki. That was pretty creepy. This looks creepy as fuck too. Like, this just looks eerie. It's like the one thing I'm realizing I'm starting to like in life now is horror games. I like playing them, so I'm down for this. 2021 was the novel start. Oh, so the 9 months ago thing was something else. Novel came out like 2-3 years ago. I think, yeah, the novel was pretty popular in China for a while. This novel is the most insane novel I've ever read. Okay, we might just have to pick we might just have to pick a chapter or 2. All right, I'm down. This shit is creepy. So look, that was a woman in the tube. I thought, fuck, I just realized that shit is a head. What the fuck? A head, the guy, and there's somebody in his chest. This is some nasty ass shit. What the fuck? You have the manhwa? Ugh. Oh, I love this whole... Wait, hold up, bro. This... I thought this was like a bitrate issue. No. That's clearly the aesthetic of this scene. That's so cool. It's like an old VHS tape. Some of you guys probably never watched stuff on VHSs, but look, this is pretty sick. Damn! That looked good. I'm down. I'm down. I am down to start reading... watching Dunkwas. I'm down. Sign me up. I don't know, man. I do need to catch up with To Be Hero X. I do need to do that. So maybe after we're done with Lord of Mysteries, I'll go back and I'll catch up with To Be Hero X. And then we can check this out. 2026 or 2027? Okay, I'm down. All right. That's going to be awesome. Peek a chapter 2. Thinks of what happened when you did the same for Hello to Him. I know, man. The fucking last time I said, let me pick a chapter or two. We're like approaching chapter 1,000 in Lord of the Mysteries. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. If you go, whoa, we're not going to mess up our intro or our outro this time. If you like what you see with this beautiful, amazing, awesome, tacular, scuffed reaction from a small YouTuber, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all you beautiful, lovely people next time. And if you have any recommendations, let me know. Pop into a stream. We've been streaming daily. All right, peace. Have a beautiful, amazing day. Later, guys. All right. Currently, I'm reading My House of Horrors, and this looks pretty haunting. This looks fucking good. This is like some Silent Hill kind of shit, but like on crack, man. I don't know. It looks creepy. One more thing in DMs, but you can choose to leave it for next stream if you want, since I sent 3 videos, but it's quite short, less than 5 minutes each. We can, let me see. Let me at least add it to my watch list so I don't forget. Give me a sec. It's not Switch. These are from Reddit. Record of Mortal's Journey. This isn't a new one. It's a long-running one, but I think it's nice to show you, and the others in chat agree. Like, it's a much slower-paced one. If you want, let's save it for tomorrow. That way we can at least read for like a good hour. I think we're only gonna read like 5 chapters, and then we're gonna stop. Yeah. Let's just read the 5 chapters, and then we'll save that one tomorrow for sure. Yeah, that way I can at least read 5 chapters. Yeah, because I wanna end stream 2 hours before the episode comes out. Episode 9. That way I have time to go hit the gym, like, you know, and then get ready. The author Deep Sea Embers and Lord of the Mysteries are friends. Oh, what the fuck? That's okay, not a reading. Who the message on Discord for music recommendations? We'll find out. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. Should I... You know what? I'm gonna just play some eerie music in the background. Give me a sec. I'll just leave this playing for now. And then we might change it. Give me a sec. There's one eerie track from the series. Give me a sec. Let me find it. No, that's battle music. That is battle music? No. Oh, shared canvas. I'll just loop this. Wait, no. Give me a sec. Oh, this one. Got it. Perfect. And then when we get tired of this one, we'll switch to shared canvas. I think we'll do this. Sorry, it might be a little bit loud for you guys. Give me a sec. I'll just keep it a little bit low today. Alright, well, link to YouTube album this. Oh, wait. Oh, the YouTube album. Might have to leave anyways, though. Easy is far ahead of me in the novel. Oh, no way. Okay. Have fun, guys. All right, it's not posting. If you want, you guys can just DM it to me on Discord. I have Discord open, if that works. You can DM me it on Discord. He can't send links. He's not mod. No, if you guys have, for people on Discord, you can just DM it to me on Discord. That's fine. That way you guys can get around the whole YouTube chat thing. I'll do the intro for now. Today on this beautiful, loving day, we have about an hour of free time. You sent DM? Bet. Sliding into my DMs right away in our intro. Got you, Smokey. I got you. Let me know so I can check, so we can have new tracks, new music track. But for now, we're reading Lord of the Mysteries, chapter 987 of this beautiful, glorious series. I'll be honest, I apologize we're not at chapter 1000. I thought I'd have more free time this week. I clearly haven't, which is why I haven't been able to stream as much. I do apologize for that. LOTM time starting now. The goal is to read for about an hour, so we're probably gonna be reading like 4 to 5 chapters, give or take. But long story short, Amon is fucking crazy, dude. I am so excited to see what this man is capable of with possessing like the microbes in the air and life and like people and vessels and I don't know what else. But I am excited. But for now, chapter 987, warehouse clearance. And also, I apologize. Yesterday, holy shit, man. I think Amon stole my reading comprehension. I was all over the place. I was not 110% locked in. I was like at 50%. I feel like I'm being generous. I feel like I was like at 30-40%, man. It was bad yesterday, but I think we're good today. Let's find out. I think let's find out. Let's find out. But I think we're good. So I do apologize for that. 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay, that's a good start. 1 minute and 25 seconds. All right. Chapter 987 is called Warehouse Clearance. After the greeting, everyone took their seats. Audrey swept her gaze across the third card of blasphemy placed beside him. Oh, it's a tarot gathering. My neuron is activated. Let's get to reading. I've been caught up with the problem with Hyven Ramis all week. Audrey, who felt that she had already brightened up, instantly felt like she felt a little melancholic. At this moment, Catalia had looked towards the seat of honor at the end of the long model table. She bowed her head and said, "Honorable Mr. Fool, I haven't received any result diary entries this week as well. Queen Mystic hasn't provided any of the Emperor Diary's entries for 2 consecutive weeks. As something happened, leisurely sitting in her high-back chair, the Fool Klein felt somewhat puzzled, as he couldn't help but have pessimistic thoughts. However, he swiftly denied this possibility because Ma'am Hermit didn't show any anxiety concern. With the way Admiral Stars presents herself as a fledgling in need of her mother in the dream world in the ruins of the Battle of Gods, she definitely wouldn't be this common. Queen Mystic doesn't reply to her for 2 consecutive weeks. Her anxiety might even prompt her to seek the Fool's help. That also means that she had received a reply from Bernadette in the past 2 weeks, but none of Roselle's diary entries were provided. Klein nodded gently and replied Catalia calmly, "No hurry." After saying that, his thoughts raced as he began analyzing the reason for Bernadette's actions. First, Klein limited the possibility that she no longer had any more Roselle diary pages to cap. She has to have a lot. Combining the frequency at which the Emperor wrote diary entries, he surmised that the compiled diary would exceed 10 standard books. That's going to be a pretty long book. I'm going to raise the volume up again. 10 standard books. Even if Bernadette only had a third of it, she would definitely be capable of producing 1 or 2 books. In addition, the diary entries she had previously provided were just a tiny minority, which touched only crucial intelligence. So there's far more. Roselle yapped. He definitely yapped 10 books worth of stuff. Second, Klein didn't believe that Queen Mystic had gained the entire truth from the answer he had given. Finally, he was also certain that she couldn't decipher the simplified Chinese she had in hand of the tidbits of the feedback she received. After all, he didn't give a detailed translation, but vaguely answered comprising of a few words. Combining all 3 points, he suspected that the diary entries Bernadette planned on providing next would be even more important. They were more key and pointed to a certain secret or extremely special questions that made one unsure if they wanted to know the answer. Thus, this Queen Mystic was personally in a dilemma. It's likely the case. I wonder what the Emperor will write about. Besides, how is Bernadette able to know the importance of the entry I should remember to get Ma'am Hermit to pass on my request? While in thought, Olga had already turned to look at Leonard. I apologize, there's still no news of mystical items that met your request at the moment. That's very normal, that's right. The mystical items from sequence 5 and 6 aren't common to begin with. Leonard nodded in understanding. He was originally sitting very straight, but when he found out that the moon and the magician weren't so uptight, he also relaxed, relieving the straightness of his back. Upon seeing this, Klein controlled the world. Gurman's Pharaoh said with a hoarse voice, "I have a mystical item that suits your request in various aspects. It's just that it has quite a number of negative effects that make it difficult to avoid. Do you want to consider it?" He was referring to the word of the sea. The word of the sea. Klein had never had the intention of selling this item that almost required selling to Leonard, as he felt that his dear poet friend couldn't withstand the negative effects of the word of the sea. The belting, I thought I said the belittling. No, the belting of songs that didn't discriminate between ally or foe, the traits of tripping the wielder, or the flaws of being prone to lightning strikes weren't easily avoided. Klein was only able to use it by teaching the word of the sea above the great fog for a good lesson, and having Winter Innie wield it to not be affected. He had, bad start. He had even converted the flaws into something that could aid him. However, after considering how Leonard had a Sequence 1 Marauder Pathway Angel parasitizing him, Klein had the feeling that Leonard might have the means to resolve the problem. Therefore, he ultimately made an inquiry. "Oh, tell me about it." Leonard believed that Klein wouldn't scam him, so he expressed his intentions of getting to know the exact situation. The world of Gurmanspur glanced at the hanged man and said slowly, "It can release lightning on a target." He roughly described the beyond powers of the world as the sea of the negative effects, leaving Leonard somewhat enticed despite frowning. it can actually be used as a staff to allow me to fly. Even at Sequence 5 Spirit Warlock, I'll need to seek out a suitable spirit before I can fly. All right. Besides, the offensive strength really is formidable. There are quite a number of traits, but the 3 negative effects are quite terrifying. I'll return to ask Old Man to see if he has any means to reduce the negative effects. Leonardo pondered for a few seconds before saying, I'll take some time to consider it. How about I give you an answer next week? No problem. The World Grimsper replied without any hint of surprise. As for the other members, even if they were interested in the beginning, all of them gave up the thought of inquiring about the price once they heard of the negative effects of the world of the sea possessed. At that moment, the full client mind was focused on another matter. He was wondering if he should take the opportunity to do a warehouse clearance sell. He had advanced to Sequence 4, and after becoming a demigod, many of the item and characteristics he had before were no longer of much use. I can keep Creeping Hunger. I should keep it just for traveling alone. In addition, it can graze one. Sequence 4 said. It has room for further growth. Furthermore, the combination of the various Beyonder powers it has is pretty good. The value of Death Knell is no longer that great. What the fuck? The value of Death Knell is no longer that great, but after activating lethal attack mode, the damage it does on a fixed target exceeds that of air cannon. Okay, so it's still good. At the very least, I can still use it at Sequence 4, yet it also has room for growth. Oh. Okay, it might be able to, like... Okay, it can probably still grow, kind of like how Creeping Hunger advanced. Okay, but maybe not in the same circumstances. The first 2 items that surfaced in Klein's minds were the 2 items he frequently used. From his point of view, as long as he obtained more powerful bullets, he could produce terrifying effects with Death Knell. The stronger the bullets, the stronger... Okay. The only problem was that such bullets were equivalent to high-level charms, nothing that could be easily found. Even if he sought out the materials to make them himself, he had to consider the chances of success were praying to some high-level existence, or if it was possible for there to be backlash. On this aspect, Klein came up with a few plans. Praying to the goddess, request Snake of Mercury, Will Ossiton to provide help, go through Leonardo to get Palanzer on his help, use the powers of the mysterious space above the Great Fog, and also get Leonardo to make a trip back to Tingen under the guise of a mission, so as to steal some of the powers of the Eternal Blazing Sun's divine blood from 3082, the mutated Sun Sacred emblem. Oh, it's coming back. Okay. Flying sun bullets are definitely the nemesis of creatures like evil spirits. I have some idea of how to use the materials via borrowing the power of the mysterious space above the Great Fog. Amon's Worms of Time can be used to make Lux Siphon Charms. My Worms of Spirit can also be made into Beyond... What a coincidence. My Worms of Spirit can also be made into Beyonder bullets. Fuck, man. As for how it can be done, I'll need to ask Palazzo as Klein began anticipating the upcoming chat with Leonard. Worm of Spirit was also the name he gave to those transparent maggots. Following that, he began considering the other items and characteristics. Sunbrooch. I currently lack such powers and items, although I can use the control over the spirit body, threads to deal with evil spirits. I can keep it and allow my paper angel to have one more additional change. Besides, I can also lend it to the knits from time to time. Flower of Blood. The paper angel figurine, those mutated, right? Flower of Blood, I can't sell it. The Terror Club doesn't have any Aurora Order members. I'll continue letting my marionettes use it. Having one additional life is one additional hope. Green Essence, I can sell this. I can transfer my elements already. Creeping Hunger also has a Dr. Grazed. Murloc Cuffling, there's no need for this either. If I have a sudden need for its powers, I can transform into a huge fish. He can transform into a huge fish. And in the long term, I can just head above the Great Fog to use Sea God Scepter to augment myself with the effects. I'm sorry. What's allowing him to turn into a giant fish? We're going to have a warm face-off. I'm down for that. Broken Finger. I wonder if anyone would want it. Besides, I haven't fully investigated why the rat demigod was sealed. It might be of use. I have 1 purifying bullet, 6 demon hunting bullets, and 2 exorcism bullets left. I'll just randomly use them. There's no need for me to sell them. Biological poison bottle sign. I haven't been able to sell it all this time. Blatherer's Aura. This can be used to make charms and bullets. I'll temporarily not sell it. But here lies upon what am I to pay to the dark side of the universe that can be struck off the list of options. I'll see if there are any replacement plans in the future. An Interrogator Beyonder characteristic, a Lunatic Beyonder characteristic, 50 milliliters of 1,000 face hunter's blood, 40 grams of Spirit World Plunderer's powder, an eyeball of a 6-wing gargoyle. Fuck, man, he has so much shit. Tarek Club members have no need for these. I might be able to reward these believers the Sea God or the Resistance in the Rorschach Archipelago, as these thoughts flashed across his mind, Klein quickly made a decision. As for items which were at least at the demigod level, such as the Sea God Scepter, Grizel's Travels, the Giant King's Court Key, he didn't consider selling them. Then he made the world Gurm and Sparrow say, I have 2 mystical items for sale. Their levels are relatively low. Catlia immediately replied, a low level doesn't mean it's useless. Many low sequence Beyonder powers can even turn the tides of battles involving sequence 5 Beyonders. I'm rather interested in knowing the detailed situation of these 2 mystical items. Klein nodded gently and described the uses and flaws of the Murloc Cuffling and Green Essence. After he was done, he said Murloc Cuffling for 500 pounds, Green Essence for 1,000 pounds. Just as he said that, Audrey raised her arm. I wish to buy the Murloc Cuffling. How will this help her? She actually wished to say that she wanted both. After all, the 2 mystical items have extremely minor negative side effects. However, considering how others might have their needs, she found it inappropriate for her to take them all. Audrey finally decided to only take the Murloc Cuffling. I'm sorry. Slightly long day. Oh, man, I apologize. I apologize. I've been yawning a little bit more than recently. This could provide her a lure of illusionary skills, preventing her from being easily caught. And more importantly, she didn't know how to swim. Okay, I guess that's why. This could effectively make up for a weakness. As for the heat and the dry weather easily causing fatigue, she wasn't too worried about it. This is because in East Chester County or Backland, the temperature seldom exceeds 30 degrees Celsius. The humidity was also rather high, so I assume it's hot. Seeing Miss Justice having her eyes on Murloc Cuffling, the other members wisely gave up without raising the price, allowing the trade to quickly come to an end. Following that, Olger bought the Green Essence Ring. To him, although the water domain had certainly restorative spells, they were inferior to a dedicated item, and as a Beyonder who often had to engage in melee battle, it was of great importance. As for attracting mosquitoes, Olger wasn't bothered. This is because he had illusionary skills beneath his skin. I forgot about that. Preventing him from being afraid of bites. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, just a little bit. Man, the days are only getting longer, man. After the transaction segment came to an end, Emlyn cleared his throat and asked a question. I'm like, man, I just want to get back and read, dude. Next chapter, 988, is called Joint Operation. See how quickly I can update. Yeah, man, fuck. Yo, Wiz, I'm getting far in these Grand Prixes, man. I'm almost caught up. I think I'm on like the fifth Prix already. I just finished the Miami one, so I'm making progress. Holy shit, man. I'll be honest, I'm not watching it like start to finish. I'm kind of like skimming through it. You know, I'm trying to get the Spark Note versions, so I am kind of going through a little bit quick, and then I was gonna like go backtrack and then see any of the more important stuff I'm missing. But next chapter, this would be our second 1, 2, 3. By the way, since chat is slow, I can say Prix is set as pre. Oh. Grand Prix? Oh, no wonder they say Grand Prix. They do say Grand Prix. Yeah. I keep doing it. Italy, next, nice. And yes, it's pre. Why the fuck is there an X if it's with an E? Fucking English, man. Why is there an X if it's an E? They do say Grand Prix. They do fucking say Grand Prix. Yeah, that makes so much more sense. I'm like, why do they say Grand Prix if it's Grand Prix? No, yeah, you're right. It's Grand Prix. All right. All right, we learned how to say Prix. Thank you, guys. Chapter 988 is called Joint Operation. Emlyn couldn't help but clasp his hands together, lift up his chin, and say to Miss Magician, diagonally opposite of him, I've already confirmed that the ancient abandoned castle in Deliri Forest is an internal test that Sanguine had given me, having hidden the key situation. With that said, he felt as though a weight had been lifted off his chest. Like, I finally told you guys the truth. He no longer felt as hesitant and embarrassed due to the difficult situation he was in. He severed the area and looked for Ma'am Hermit and Mr. Hangman's reaction. He realized that they appeared to have expected it, showing no sense of surprise. From the looks of it, they had already an idea when Miss Magician mentioned the problem with the intel. Emlyn nodded his head in secret and added before Miss Magician replied, I'm very sorry. I will refund you the 300 pounds for the initial intel fee. In addition, I'll pay you another 300 pounds. Also, I will punish the Sanguine who deliberately omitted information. Although Mr. Moon always wears a proud demeanor, he's rather sincere when a mistake has been made. He didn't find any excuse to push the blame onto. However, I already obtained the ancient Wraith's cursed item and remnant spirituality so that no so the matter is already over. He didn't deliberately wish to cause harm to me and Shio. There's no need for me to get so much compensation. Forrest remembered Shio's extortions. Without looking at her, she said, it's only a matter of oversight. There's no need for compensation. Just refunding me for the intel fee is sufficient. Just as she said that, she suddenly thought of something. Since the ancient abandoned castle was a test for the Sanguine, didn't that mean that Shion herself had been targeted by the Sanguine? Yes? AI jokes watcher? Baseball, huh? Always blame the French. Just as she said that, she suddenly thought of something. Since the ancient abandoned castle was a test sector for the Sanguine, ooh, got stuck in a time loop. Didn't that mean that Shion herself had been targeted by the Sanguine? Force finally couldn't hold back as she turned to glance at Shio. She found misjudgment, shaking her head slightly, indicating that she hadn't discovered anything monitoring them. This Force felt puzzled and found it inexplicable. Somebody corrected me on how to pronounce Shio, and I'm saying Shio again. I'm only saying Shio because it looks like Shion's name from Kingdom Hearts, but apparently it's not pronounced Shio. So I do apologize for that. Almost 1,000 chapters in, and apparently it's wrong. I apologize. She then allowed her thoughts to wander as she recalled the situation back then. We did the exploration only after quite a while. The Sanguine had already lost their patience by then. The boss of the town's inn knew the ancient abandoned castle. He was the Sanguine in disguise. That's not right. Many of the locals knew of this matter. However, the place was too far away, and there wasn't anything of value left inside. That's why, unless one was hunting, people usually wouldn't heed and head in that direction. That's not right. If the ancient abandoned castle were that dangerous, why are the people who use it for shelter from the rain completely fine? Maybe they have to activate it? They only describe it as creepy and a little scary. Yes, the Sanguine would usually seal off the passengers that heads underground. Got it. They open it for the test. This means that there was some form of monitoring. Because the ancient castle was too dangerous. The monitoring was done outside of the forest and not inside. As Shio and I got lost, we circled around the monitors and weren't detected. Mr. Fool didn't mention anything about it. It's probably not a huge problem. More attention needs to be taken when I return. Shio? Shio isn't that bad, really. Seo? Oh, okay. Mr. Fool didn't mention, so yes, more attention needs to be taken when I return. As Force thoughts race, Emlyn said after some pondering. Okay. He didn't insist on additional compensation because he believed that the best form of compensation was to punish Ernie's Boyer instead of giving money. Then he waited for Miss Magician to ask about the punishment, hoping that he could take the opportunity to make an inquiry to the other Terror Club members. He wanted to see if he could get any good suggestions. As for Fours, upon considering that it was the internal matter for the Sanguine, and although she was a victim, Mr. Moon hadn't offered a plan for action, she decided not to press further in consideration for his feelings. Instead, she decided to wait for the conclusion to see if it was satisfactory. This place that looked like a giant's residence turned silent as the moon turned odd. Not quite Z, though. You know what? The last time I don't know if you guys remember when I was laughing like a maniac. It's because I was falling asleep on stream and I was embarrassed to see if I'd actually fall asleep on stream. Because I've seen videos of streamers when they knock out on stream, and this is the most funniest shit ever. X is pronounced with a Z, as in Mandarin. So instead of Shio, it's Zio? Zio. Zio? Not quite Z, Zio. Okay, we'll look at it right now. I'm down. Okay, I need to figure that out. Audrey looked opposite of her and glanced to the side, pursing her lips. She curiously asked, Mr. Moon, how do you plan on pursuing that Sanguine? Few Emlyn silently exhaled as he subconsciously looked at the world. He did so because of the orders from the higher-ups. I believe that this mistake isn't something that deserves payment with his life. In between the lines, Emlyn was implying that Mr. World didn't need to intervene in this matter. He's like, I got this. There's no need to escalate the matter. Seeing that the world having no objections, Emlyn cast his gaze forward. I plan on leading that Sanguine to a particular cathedral, the Church of the Earth Mother in Backland. Having participated in so many entire gatherings, even if he couldn't be concerned. I'm sorry, are we gonna get another follower? Copy this to Google Translate. I got you. Shit, wait, I'm not getting there's no text to speech. Oh, I'll look at it right now. I got you. Just since we have an hour, I'll go through it right now. I got you, man. Thank you, though. All right. I plan on leading the Seguin to a particular yes for Father Ruchowski. The Church of Earth Mother only had one cathedral in all of Backlund. That's Harvest Church. The rest are all in the outskirts and the surrounding villages. Leonard held back his laughter as he looked up at the dome above, so he figured it out. You wish you have the Beyonders of the Church of Earth Mother purify the Seguin. Forge blurted out in surprise. From her point of view, this was no different from directly killing the person in question. Emlyn was momentarily at a loss for words. At that moment, Kathleen interrupted. The Church of Earth Mother has a habit of inducing the Seguin into the church, converting their faith and making them priests or bishops. I see. With a thought in mind, Audrey glanced at Mr. Moon without letting him notice it. Getting that Seguin to become a member of the clergyman, to pray daily to the cathedral, and do volunteer work so as to cleanse the heart. He would be stuck doing this for a very long period of time. Mr. Moon's plan for punishment is really vicious. However, I like it. That fellow nearly made me and Shio turn into ancient raves due to corruptive powers behind the door. Force instantly felt her interest piqued as she asked, Mr. Moon, how do you plan on luring the Seguin into Cathedral of Earth Mother? Have you worked out a plan? Perhaps I can provide some help. You have to be careful. You mustn't enter the Cathedral of Earth Mother in order to punish him. That's the way. The only thing you can do is to request Mr. Fool for help. Of course, that might be something Mr. Fool wishes to happen, allowing him to have someone on the inside of the Church of the Earth Mother. After saying that, Force silently added. Upon hearing that, Leonardo nearly laughed out. He was extremely certain that Mr. Moon was a Harvest Church Emlyn White. He is like, figured out who it was. Clearly, this Seguin was already priest of Earth Mother. This is slightly akin to drowning person pulling others in. This is akin to a drowning person pulling others in. Leonardo held back his laughter, glancing at the world, and he found that his former colleague didn't seem perturbed. He appeared extremely somber. He couldn't help but think, is this the power of a clown, or is it a state that Klein is accustomed to? Yeah, it's a clown ability. Yeah, you can say that. At the end of the long model table, the full Klein nearly covered his mouth. He never expected Emlyn to be so creative. This is a little like a multi-level marketing, yet it's a little different. Multi-level marketing. After all, it's not necessarily a good thing for Emlyn to know of that. Klein leaned back in his chair as he awaited the development with piqued interest. He had always kept in mind Mistress's advice during his last treatment session about not always wearing a thick mask. He tried his best to do so when opportunities arose so as to maintain a healthy mental state. Upon hearing Miss Magician's words of concern, Emlyn felt even more awkward because he went to the Cathedral of Earth Mother several times a day. On a daily basis, he felt uncomfortable even if he skipped the weekends. He cleared his throat and said, I temporarily do not have a thought-out plan. I wish to get some suggestions for all of you. Yes, I hope that we do not have too intensive a battle. It's difficult to ensure that the matter doesn't escalate, and I also do not wish for my identity to be directly exposed. Yet. Miss Magician, there are no problems regarding your participation, but we will absolutely not be meeting each other. His idea of not directly exposing his identity meant that he didn't mind that Ernie's Boyer and the other Seguin could guess that he did it. It was a way to instill shock and awe in them, but it was best that there weren't any obvious evidences. What am I saying? Any obvious evidence. Force tersely answered as she mimicked the other experienced members of the Terror Club. First, you need to tell us what sequence that Seguin is roughly at and what he's good at. Emlyn was already prepared as he answered, it's equivalent to sequence 5. He's quite experienced and is good at creating the effects of the full moon. Effects of the full moon? I know exactly who we should talk to. Effects of the full moon. Force was taken aback as she turned to gate but was unable to say a word. After Emlyn finished the introduction, Force said with a hollow chuckle, I recall that I have other matters to attend to. It might not be convenient for me to participate in this matter. When in a state of similar to the full moon, she would hear Mr. Door's ravings. Yeah, so it's best we avoid this. And this meant that she would instantly be heavily injured by the target, losing all her combat strength. Emlyn frowned slightly, displeased with Miss Magician's sudden change in attitude. At this moment, Shio, who had been listening silently, said, I can participate. I just need a portion of the spoils. Miss Judgment's tone is very firm. It's like she wants to exact vengeance. Emlyn mumbled silently to himself and glanced at Madame Hermit and Mr. Hagman, only to discover that they temporarily had no intention of speaking. It appeared as though they wished to observe what kind of plan Backland members of the Terror Club could come up with. Damn. Yawn. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry we're yawning. I need more coffee now before I go live now. I'm sorry. I need like a second cup, man. As this involved her friends and how it could be the first mission the Terror Club members would participate in the same time, Audrey was rather intrigued. After some observation, she said in deliberation, I can hypothesize that the Seguin allowing him to enter the Cathedral of the Earth Mother himself. However, to not expose ourselves and to ensure a high chance of success, it's best that he's in a lost or half-dazed state while I hypnotize him. Mr. Moon, can you do that? Emlyn was summarizing his powers and items to consider a solution when Leonard suddenly laughed. That's simple, but I'll only be reasonable for making that Sanguine unconscious. Of course, the premise is that there's sufficient intel, and it depends on how we go about taking action. Just as he said that, Shield nodded and said, I'm good at tracking and investigation. You can leave intel matters to me. Alright, first Mr. Moon will have some information for me of the Sanguine's name, address, and appearance. Alright, Emlyn heaved a sigh of relief before saying in a somewhat lost manner, then what's my part in all of this? Also, what kind of payment do you want? Caffeine addiction showing again? I know, man. I need a second cup. Oh, man. I need to make G Fuel. We have about 40 minutes left. Okay, we have 40 minutes. I think we're good. Shit, we have 40 minutes. Now that we read 2 chapters, let's change the music. And we're going to loop shared canvas. We're going to see how this one feels. We're going to see how you guys feel with shared canvas from Expedition 33. All right, chapter 989. It's called the Mentor Olger. Mentor, okay? Upon hearing the Moon's question, the rest of the Terror Club members realized that the main instigator for the punishment had ended up with nothing to do. According to the established plan, all he needed to do was provide name, address, and appearance before waiting for the outcome. Mitch Judgment was in charge of tracking investigations to figure out the target's patterns. Miss Justice and Mr. Star would then choose a suitable location based on the feedback before Mr. Star threw the Sanguine into an unconscious state without attracting any attention. Miss Justice would then take this opportunity to complete a hypnotism act and make the target proceed to the predetermined location. Damn, they're all working together. That's the goal. 989. We made it, man. Next is 989, then it's 999, then it's 1000. Audrey deliberated and she said, Mr. Moon, what do you need? I skipped the sentence. In this entire process, there was nothing for the Moon to do. I lied. I read this already. It's not a problem, Emlyn answered after some thought. With Duke Olimer removing the mental corruption of that of Sequence 5 artificial vampire beyond her characteristic, Emlyn just needed to wait till the full moon to become a Viscount. That would place him equal to Ernie's Boyers, and this opportunity was available next week. When that happened, he didn't believe that he would be caught up by a Viscount just like him when he was equipped with the Ancestors' Rings. If it really works, I can borrow Miss Magician's spellbook. I'd recall that there are powers in the wind domain. Emlyn was rather confident. By the side, Leonard felt a baffling sense of horror when he heard the conversation between Miss Justice and Mr. Moon. To him, no matter how terrifying a head-on battle was, it was nothing compared to the horror of doing something that went against his own will without him realizing it, which is scarier. He paused for a moment and replied, to the second problem that Emlyn had raised, my payment is the same as Miss Justice. I want a portion disposed. To Leonardo, this entire matter required him to determine the time and location to pull the target into a dream before he left. He didn't need to care. He didn't need to care if the operation was successful or if any accidents cropped up. It was as simple as heading to a coffee shop. Coffee? Oh, that sounds good. To order a cup of Desi coffee. That sounds really good right now. The only thing that needed him to take into account was to not expose himself. Therefore, he couldn't bring himself to ask for an advance payment, planning to obtain a cut from the final spoils of war and final spoils of war. In addition, he believed that this was a necessary thing to do in order to fully blend in with the Terror Club. He didn't need to nitpick on such matters. Audrey turned as I raise. I'm trying to sip some of that Desi coffee. Audrey turned her head and glanced at Shield before retracting her gaze. Revealing a smile, she said, my request is the same as Mr. Star and Miss Judgment. I'll take a quarter of the... Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Holy shit. Everybody wants a piece. What was it? I'll take a quarter of the spoils of war. So everything's going to be a 25, 25, 25, 25 split. In fact, she wasn't insistent on getting payment because she believed the Sanguine had bullied a Terry Club member and her 2 friends, punishing him with something that she expected of herself. Yo, goodbye, Merlin. Don't worry. We'll have the video up soon. And I think you are our next persona, Merlin. So I am excited to meet you. I don't even want to look at your picture, just in case it is Klein. But you know what? I am excited to meet you if you are the next persona. Just from what I can infer, based on how excited people were talking when the 10-year plan was announced. She was afraid that her voluntarily help would leave the prideful Sanguine embarrassed and angry. Furthermore, Mr. Moon doesn't have any money, so the payment can only be the spoils of war leave. Audrey added like should have believed. No, it's okay, brother. We'll have the video up, by the way. Audrey added silently, although she didn't deliberately keep count, based on her ability to take note of details and the memory of a spectator, she believed that Mr. Moon, who had spent 5,000 pounds to purchase a Sequence 5 artificial vampire beyonder characteristic, wasn't in the best financial state. Furthermore, he had to refund the intel fee that he earned. 4 participants, with each obtaining a piece of the spoils of war. That's very fair. Emlyn nodded and surveyed the area. Yeah, it is fair. Do not read easy. He saw Twitter stuff about Merlin, but keep it on the down low. Yeah, it's like, from what I saw, I think Merlin is Klein's next persona. And I've seen another picture of Klein. I assume it's Klein. He had like long hair and a robe. And I'm like, that, I've never, easy. I said, do not read. No, okay. I'll stop. Any other suggestions for Ask and Disbelieve? It's that simple. I'll stop. Erasing it from my mind. Just like Amon was able to like erase that thought from other fucking people of the Marauder platform, I'm doing the same thing. Taking it out of my head right now. Almost dropped my thing. Any other suggestions for Ask and Disbelieve? It's that simple. That a Sanguine equivalent to Sequence 5, the plan you come up with sounds like it would succeed very easily. In her mind, Sequence 5 Beyonders were the strongest among unaffiliated Beyonders. Some were even the host of the gatherings. Even the powerful Pirate Admiral were that of a Sequence. But now, in the conversation of the stars and the others, such a Sequence 5 was to be finished so simply. There didn't seem to be any difficulties. Upon hearing her question, Leonard thought and said, as long as that Sanguine doesn't have any atoms that resist my powers, even if he's equivalent to Sequence 5, I'll definitely be able to throw him into an unconscious state for some time. It will just depend on Miss Justice to grasp this opportunity. If I arrange the location and make preparations at a time, I'll be fine. Audrey replied in a confirmatory tone. She was actually a little uneasy. After all, this was her first time in battle. She's gonna be good. But her confidence over her beyond powers and knowledge and psychological mysticism allowed her to say those words with confidence. After Forge heard the response, she suddenly felt her mind a little adrift. Without realizing it, apart from Mr. World and the rest of Terry Club members, they had the ability to finish off a Sequence 5 Beyonders as well. That's right, Miss Justice is already Sequence 6 hypnotist. With the cooperation of Beyonders of the same level, there really is a relatively high chance of hypnotizing a Sequence 5 Beyonder. Just as Emlyn felt that this matter had been settled without needing any more questions to be raised, Aldger, who had been observing from the side, spoke. As members of the secret organizations, I believe that everything needs to be considered at a deeper level. Emlyn and Leonard cast their gaze at Mr. Hangman with a puzzled look. What's that? Audrey and Shield were taken aback before they realized something. Alger cleared his throat and looked at Derek. Since Delir Force abandoned the ancient castle was a test, why isn't the obvious Sanguine a test as well? Exactly, I know that Mr. Hangman wouldn't give a warning. The full client controlled the world. Cameron spread to nod. Catlia then looked at the Hangman with a look of approval and agreement. This Emlyn's pupil constricted, a loss for retort. In an instant, he found himself too careless. I'm getting a little careless by not having coffee before a stream now. I thought I'd be fine, but I'm not. Leonardo was taken aback. Immediately he realized that he was too desultory. He had involved himself without fully understanding the details and without consideration of any latent risks. Of course, this all had to do with his identity as an official Beyonder and its thought processes. As expected of Mr. Hagman, he considered all the details with such meticulousness. Audrey, you need to build up more experiences. Audrey focused on something else as she asked. So we need to abandon the punishment and take action when the Sanguine are unable to maintain the secret surveillance. Audrey chuckled and said, there's no need for that. Just a few actions of misdirection would do. He then looked at Emlyn and said, first, hand the investigation of the Sanguine to bounty hunters in Backland. Use their existence to hide misjudgments actions. Second, when determining the location, try to do it near an Orthodox deity's cathedral. This will effectively disrupt any subsequent divinations. Third, before Misjustice and the others take action, you have to do something that leaves one suspicious but is nothing eye-catching. Make it seem like you... Wait, how are we going to make it seem? Make it seem like you will be exacting revenge somewhere else so as to attract eyeballs of the secret monitor away, thus creating the desired opportunity. This is combined with the first point, found only after Sanguine is successfully hypnotized. Do you become the bait? Having said that, Alger paused and said what? If there is the addition of anti-divination and anti-prophecy at the demigod level, this entire matter will be flawless. Of course, Miss Justice, Mr. Star, you must be disguised during this operation without leaving behind any traces. I'm sorry, they're going to disguise themselves? This speech, did I pause the recording? No. This speech left most of the members taken aback, especially Derek. He couldn't help but show his respect and amazement. Although he had no means of participating in the punishment operation as a member of the Terry Club, he couldn't help but be concerned and pensive about such matters that required a clean line of thought. He hadn't noticed any problems with the original plan and Mr. Moon and company, so now he couldn't help but be impressed by Mr. Hangman's ability in such matters. Emma thought and said, "You mean that I should use a superficial form of punishment to hide Miss Justice and Mr. Hangman's secret operation? It's like I would like to make it appear that I'll take action in a particular corner of a square after the target leaves a coffee shop, attracting all the attention, but in actual fact, Miss Justice and company would have already completed the hypnosis inside the coffee shop without anyone realizing it." Olga nodded gently. "That's right. I learned something new. Mr. Hangman really is an experienced beyonder." Audrey felt overjoyed, receiving an epiphany. I was gone for a sec. Well, welcome back. "The problem now is where we are to find an item or charm with anti-divination, anti-prophecy effects at the demigod level." Leonard also felt that he had enriched himself greatly as he asked. He wasn't too worried about himself since he had an angel grandpa in him. Force made an a utterance before saying, "I can lend out layman's travels. On it, there's Angel's Embrace. I can also take one portion of the spoils of war. Pick." And she said that she secretly glanced at the World Government Sparrow, having a sigh of relief when she saw Gentleman's Helmet. Unbeknownst to her, the full clan had a very simple thought: Angel's Embrace. That sounds so much better than Paper Angel. Angel's Embrace sounds a lot better than Paper Angel. Yeah, that's true. With the punishment operation finally confirmed, Audrey didn't hesitate as she surveyed the area. "I met the psychology alchemist counselor Hyvant Rambus last week." "What?" "Hyvant Rambus is a counselor of the psychology alchemist." Leonard sat up in surprise. He had the urge to immediately report it to the Archbishop and gather a team to arrest him. It was an occupation hazard. Okay. What time is it? 9:90. I need to make G Fuel. I'm sorry. Give me a sec. I desperately need G Fuel in my system right now. I need some caffeine in my bloodstream right now. Give me a sec. Let me quickly run out. Give me a sec. BRB. Be right back. But I ain't doing all that for now. The semi-rare, so I'm dealing with it for now. Disconnect your battery. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so this is gonna be our last chapter. So I do apologize. It's just not that long again. But the plan, it just don't worry. Once the Dunghua is over, I'll have a lot more time on Fridays to stream. Oh man, it's fucking 4 chapters. Holy shit, man. I feel like I feel like I'm regressing. I just haven't had that much free time, man. That's what she said. I just haven't had that much free time, and I feel so bad about it, man. Oh man, my stomach. I need to eat. All right, let's finish this last chapter with a bang. Been reading COI, and goddamn, it has some down bad moments. Can't wait till you finally get to read it. Damn. If you still have some time after this, you can watch those vids and DMs. You know what? I think we might be able to watch them. I think I'll be fine. Let's do this. 990. Or let me see, because I was gonna hard stop in 23 minutes. Let's see how fast we can finish this chapter. I might leave soon since I haven't watched the episode. Okay. Yo, you guys better be ready for the episode 9 react. I got the piano. I got the top hat. I'm taking out the suit and tie today, okay? This is gonna be the only time until the last episode where I'm gonna take out the suit and tie. So, I think it should be fun. All right. Let's keep playing. Chapter 990. We're so close. Can't wait for it. Bro, I'm just telling you, man, for tonight's episode, yeah, we're going to take out the suit and tie. So it should be a fun react. And I'm going to try and add the old manhwa. He's going to look dapper. We're going to look dapper indeed, brothers and sisters. But chapter 990. This is going to be our last chapter. Just so we can get ready for the new Dunghua episode. But chapter 990 is called Inner Fears. My inner fear is not finishing it. Not finishing Lord of the Mysteries, man. My inner fear is dying before I read the finale. Inner fears, almost instinct, and at this point also watching the finale in 10 years. Almost instinctively, Leonardo looked around the table and realized that none of the other Terror Club members showed any hints of surprise. Instead, they were listening attentively. They knew of it long ago. That's right, this is only the second gathering. I haven't had the chance to learn about many things. The secrets that get exchanged here sure are plentiful. Leonardo retracted his gaze and returned to his original sitting posture. After a slight pause, Audrey glanced at Shio, who sat 2 seats away from her. Before casting her gaze at Mr. Hangman, she continued, he attempted to cue me in to interact with different nobles and understand their true attitude over different matters. I would then inform him of them. Thankfully, Mr. Fool had provided me with the blessings of an angel, so I was an influence in any way. What should I do next? You can even get blessings from an angel. Leonardo looked around surprised once more, only to see that no reaction from the other members of the Terror Club. Obviously, he wasn't surprised that Mr. Fool had a few angels in existence under him. After all, the name of the title corresponding to Deaf Console was one that had heard numerous times. He was just surprised that the Terror Club members were able to pray for existence at that level. He viewed the secret organization in a new light, finding it more impressive. Meanwhile, Shio keenly caught onto a few keywords: noble, psychology, alchemists. Combining it with a blonde, she figured it out! No shot! Shio figured it out before Force. What the fuck? How? Wow, Shio is good. I'm shocked. Oh, she's gonna tell Force, like, I can't believe you didn't tell me about Audrey. Like, what? Ain't no way. Combining it with the blonde hair, emerald green eyes of Mistress's blurry figure, she began to connect it to a particular friend, Audrey Hall. However, she couldn't be sure because blonde hair, black hair, blue eyes, and green eyes were common among the Loan nobles. People just had different combinations. Besides, no one knew how many members of Psychology Alchemists had developed into the noble circles. Therefore, Shio couldn't directly point it at Miss Audrey for the traits she noticed. As she tried to do a deeper level observation, Olger had said, there's no need to pay too much attention to this. The various Orthodox churches will provide protective measures to their believers with a rather important status. They will prevent them from being assassinated or hypnotized. This comes from experience that had been built up over 1,000 years of history. It wouldn't be that easily overcome. From another angle, the Psychology Alchemists really can't control the nobles that simply by hypnotizing them, the ones ruling the country wouldn't be the royal family and the three churches. Clearly, reality is in the conflict with that. Yes, just as you said, Hyven Rambus only gave you a cue to observe the true attitudes of different nobles on different matters. This means that he's holding himself back, greatly afraid of doing anything too overboard. It is to prevent himself from leaving behind any clues. In addition, your true status among the nobles should just be in the periphery. You have a way of directly involving yourself in various political matters. Therefore, in contrast, the protection and monitoring over you wouldn't be too strict. This is also why Hyven Rambus targeted you. Mr. Hangman's analysis is really detailed. Although he often thought Little Sun and the others, he would secretly gain something during the process, wishing that he could get more useful information. As for the feedback, however, there's none of that this time. It's the same for the suggestions for the punishment operation from before as well. On careful thought, his change had been happening for quite some time and just wasn't too obvious in the past. I even missed out on it. Audrey's professionalism stirred up as she quickly did a mental analysis of the Hangerman. She clearly had a theory, suspecting that Mr. Hangerman was trying to transform his standings with the Terror Club. Ever since Ma'am Hermit joined the Terror Club and showcased her resources and channels at sea, Mr. Hangman has been unknowingly searching to transform himself and bid to distinguish himself from her. Before problems cropped up with the artisan, this transformation wasn't that obvious. Even Mr. Hangman didn't realize it himself. It was only recently that he seemed to finally come to realization and thought it to be true. Indeed, to maintain one standing at the Terror Club, the raising of one's strength is one aspect, but providing help to the entire group is another aspect. Audrey's mind raced as she turned her attention back to the topic at hand. Did you perhaps court death, or are you now final destinationing? That was a messed up movie, by the way. Those movies messed me up. She pondered for a moment, and subconsciously her tone turned heavy. Does this also mean that the Orthodox churches will have certain levels of surveillance, control, and guidance from the important nobles? This was something that she had thought about while in Lowen's Charity Bursey Foundation office. She had subconsciously drawn a scene that represented her concerns of the matter, and psychology elements she drew out in such a state often didn't point to something particular. It was more like an abstract expression. The cold eyes mostly represented her fear for people monitoring and controlling her and her family. Combining it with her subconsciousness drawings, her worry of Hyven Rambus queuing and the celebrant of the Mass in the Church of the Evernight her parents attended, being Backland's archbishops. Audrey's interpretation was that not only was she afraid of the hypnosis and cues of the psychology alchemists, but she had also become fearful of the Orthodox churches. She couldn't be sure if they were directly to use their beyond powers to imbue thoughts into aristocratic believers with high standings, so as to guide them into doing actions that violated their true wills. This was sacrilegious and rebellious to Audrey, who had received an Orthodox education from a young age. Therefore, she had tensed up back then, immediately burning the drawing. After hearing Miss Justice's question, Audrey scoffed. Isn't that very normal? While living in human society, one has to accept a certain level of surveillance, control, and guidance. I know what you're afraid of, but think about it. Compare someone using their power conferred from their standing, using money and weapons to control and guide others, to using beyond their powers to do something similar. In essence, is it any difference? The difference is that one knows that they don't wish to do it, but ends up having to do it. The other is that they don't even have the thoughts of being unwilling to do it. That is true. One is clearly worse than the other. Audrey nodded and said, yes, this means the loss of freedom of one's mind and thoughts. It's the most terrifying. Audrey chuckled once more. However, how can there be a completely free mind and thought? By choosing your faith and beliefs, you're naturally bound to your faith and your beliefs. Yes, let's focus only on the Lone Kingdom. The three churches are equal, and together with the royal family, that creates a balance between each other. If the Church of the Storms goes overboard towards its believers, the believers can easily convert their faith to the Church of Evernight. Therefore, under most situations, the Orthodox churches will tend to use their standing and beliefs as a religion to guide important believers instead of using beyond their powers. Balance. Audrey pondered over this term. She came to a new realization of the kingdom's upper circles of the entire world. This was something she had come into contact with before, but had never deeply understood the word. At this moment, many of her thoughts matured. Thank you for your explanation, Mr. Hankerman. Audrey sincerely addressed him with an honorary title. Then how should I deal with the Hyven Rambus? I keep reading after. It's Olger. Olger calmly said the problem with him isn't anything to panic about. You fully have the ability to run circles around him. You can provide him unimportant information while keeping the core secrets to heart. You can seek this opportunity to obtain potion formulas and even near beyond ingredients. After some time, when there are corresponding changes, you can consider switching strategies. Of course, you can't be too careless. Duke Negan is an example of this mistake. Just as she said that, sitting at the bottom of the long model table, the world German Sparrow glanced at Miss Justice. He said with a hoarse smile, when the time comes, even if Hyven Rambus were to die, no one will suspect you. Even if Hyven Rambus were to die, he's a demigod. Mr. World has plans of attacking Hyven Rambus. It's possible. He has always been investigating Chiron's unaliving case. He was even the one who informed me of Hyven Rambus' true identity. Audrey's eyes widened slightly as she felt perturbed. Did you read my last message? No. Nah-eyed clown. It's very reasonable for clowns to get into an accident unaliving. Definitely. I did not read that. Whoa. Wait, you were cycling yesterday? I was cycling yesterday and I had a rotten kai, something close to a festive bracelet in India, on my wrist, and some strange reason it got stuck in the back of another vehicle. And I almost fucking died because I was getting dragged by it. It was very It's a fucking clown, man. It was a very reasonable way to die. That is definitely not a very reasonable development. Damn. You know what? That was a very reasonable development. Do you perhaps court death? Now I get why username said that. I was like, why did he say that? Okay, now I get it. That is fucking great. Well, you know what, clown man? I'm glad you're alive. That's why I said Final Destination. I was like, I thought you were talking about me. And I'm like, what did I say that's Final Destination? Final Destination-y. Clown man, I'm glad you're here with us still. Holy shit, man. That's scary. I'm always scared like my bracelets or my necklace would get caught on something one day. And then I can't court death, you know? That's scary. Well, that was scary, man. Damn, that's crazy. Audrey nodded said, yes, this means that the loss of freedom of one's mind and thoughts, it's the most terrifying. And we read this. Audrey's eyes widened slightly as she felt perturbed. I need the blessings of the Lords. You have been blessed. We're using our paper angel figurine and you have been cleansed. Even, like, your fate has been adjusted. You're good now. Even when she hated and felt the most fear towards Hyven Rambus, she had never had thoughts of killing this psychology alchemist counselor. All she considered was a means to avoid being guided. On the other hand, it was because she didn't have such thoughts, and on the other hand, it was because he was a demigod. This meant that the top-ranking power in the kingdom of the churches, I understand what needs to be done. Thank you, all of you. Audrey drew a breath and politely thanked them. Klein sure sounded bombastic these days. Yes, he even wishes to get rid of Amon's avatar in Backland. Hyven Rambus is really nothing. Leonardo looked at the world German Sparrow with mixed feelings. Katlia and company also remained silent. With the topic of the psychology alchemist coming to an end, Klein controlled the world German Sparrow to make him look towards himself. Honorable Mr. Fool, I wish to communicate privately with Mr. Star. Klein temporarily didn't wish to let the other members of Terror Club learn about the eradication of Amon's avatar. It wouldn't be good for keeping the matter confidential, and it might lead to them being targeted by Amon, so it's for their good. Sure, the Fool Klein naturally didn't deny his own request, as he didn't deny his own request. As Leonardo was feeling pointing at the possibility of private communication, he informed Klein of the main points in Palat Straw's reply. It also included the problem of the Worm of Time beyond her characteristics loss. This made Klein suddenly realize how he could use his Worms of Spirit to create charms and bullets. Split off a few and kill them. When the characteristic contained in them returns to my body, the remaining material can also be used like a Worm of Time. Wait, what? Split off a few and kill them. When the characteristics contained in them return to my body, the main body, the remaining material can also be used like a Worm of Time. The remaining material in the dead ones or in his body? No, in the dead ones. The only problem is that killing Worms of Spirit deal a certain level of damage to myself. After all, each Worm of Spirit contains a part of my spirit body. Wait, that does not sound good. Yo, what's up, Wind Valley? Long time no see, dude. Yes, I have to limit the number each time. Only after I fully recover can I do it again. Okay, so that sounds bad. And thought Klein got the world German Spirit to reply, I will try my best to confirm if a blessing of a concealment is possible before I give you an answer. If there's no problem, we can attempt to seek out sealed artifact of the Marauder pathway at the demigod level. Of course, I will try to think of the means to identify the grafting of fate. Klein wasn't sure if observation from above the Great Fog would allow him to see the truth of fate, just like how he was able to see his believers being parasitized. Hence, he planned on using the paper crane to contact Snake of Mercury, Will Ossipton, and gain his expert opinion. Alright, as Leonardo grumbled about how Old Man would have recovered further the demigod level sealed artifacts at the Marauder pathway were that easy to find, he nodded slightly in response. Okay. That's it. And that's all she wrote, folks. All right, I am going to stop it there because the episode drops in 2 hours. And I still need to go work out. And then get ready. And take out the suit and tie. So I am going to call it there. So I'm sorry we only read 4 chapters. Be careful on your bicycle. Yeah, you got to be careful. Episode 10, 13 in China in 70 minutes. You know, yeah, that's what we're going to end stream right now, Wind Valley. I need to go work out, and then I need to prepare. Because we're going to take out the suit and tie for this reaction. We're going to take out the suit and tie, and we're going to take out the piano that you guys have never seen. I have a piano right here off screen, and you guys haven't seen it. So, yes, be careful on your bicycle, especially Clownman. Please be careful. And if you're not careful, make sure you court death by all means. All right, let's do our outro. Let's just get this ready for tomorrow. All right. So, are you streaming or only? Yeah, it's only gonna be a video. I don't want to risk being live in case we get a strike. But you were speculating the Amon has an artifact last video. Can you guess it? We already have enough info to figure it out. It's the molecule. The molecule is the artifact, and you know why I know that? Amon is very cunning. So I think he's purposely using his molecule to like deceive the people, like, the molecule is part of his abilities. If it's not the molecule, it's the hat, it's the robe, it's the boots, or it's the leather pants. I think it's the molecule. And I'm thinking the man we saw way back then in Volume 2 was an avatar of Amon. No, what type of artifact the molecule is? Well, like, back in Volume 2, it's so weird that we've seen only one sealed... Look, this is the thing. Every artifact has been very different from each other, right? And the only time an item has repeated is, like, the slumber charms, the siphon charms. Like, those charms are, you know, they're charms, so you can have an abundance of them. But, like, the only molecule artifact we've seen was that one dude that was guarding the museum back in Volume 2 that can see spirit bodies or spirit visions, or he can see anything that's spiritual. Like, he can see ghost apparitions. He can see everything. He can detect everything through his spirit eye, but you're more likely to attract things. What I'm thinking, that's an Amon's avatar, and we indirectly confirmed what his molecule is. And maybe because with his molecule, he can see the whole spirit world and everything, he has a better range at identifying everything. Right? And we know he's cunning because we saw in last stream, like, oh, if you really thought about it, he could have escaped. Like, if he thought I was really all that strong, why would I just be talking to him and biding time? Like, there has to be more behind it. Like, I don't necessarily believe that the molecule is there to just have him duplicate. Like, because we know it's an ability. Like, we know his avatars, it's a marauder ability, a parasite ability. It's part of his pathway. It's not the molecule that's doing it. So the molecule has to be doing something else. And the only other hint we've gotten was when he took off the molecule, he wiped it and he put it back on, and he resumed siphoning the other parasite's characteristic. I don't know. Long story short, if it's not the molecule, it's the fucking hat. It's the hat. It has to be the hat. Because such a badass hat. I think he's worn the hat every time so far. Yeah. That or it's his broad head. I was laughing. I forgot who said it, but like, oh, broad head, there's only one person. It's Amon. Somebody said that. I started laughing when I read that. Well, I mean, I said it first, but then once they rephrased it, I started laughing, dude. But long story short, we're only reading 4 chapters today. We got 2 hours until the episode comes out. We got to go work out. And then we got to take out the suit and tie. We got to take out the piano. And we got to make this a memorable reaction. I don't think we're getting the RMJI clips. No, I'm sorry, username. We're going to have to save those for tomorrow. Yeah, I have to hard cap end stream in 5 minutes. And I know you said you sent like 3 5-minute clips. So it was going to take a while. But let's just do our video outro and we can hang out for 2 more minutes. So peace. Have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any other recommendations after we're done with Lord of Mysteries, make sure you... Oh, I almost messed up our outro. Make sure you let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys all next time. Peace. Have a beautiful, lovely day to all of you beautiful, blessed people under the full My last message before we end. Also, notice how Amon talks out loud. Man, he's talking out loud like in Shonen Jump, man. Like, they gotta start naming all their abilities. Since he's a swindler at the angel level, and swindlers need words to deceive. What I want to do, I want to go back and read all of the Marauder pathways. I mean, all their abilities. That way I can kind of like see and hype myself up for like the more Amon reviews we're gonna get. But I'm gonna leave it there. Have a beautiful day, and I'm gonna see you guys all next time. And don't forget, if you're ever in danger, court death, because we need to survive to the ending of this series. We got 10 years. So I hope you guys are ready. And 2035, we're gonna have like that 10-year reunion. It's gonna be sick. All right, peace. Have a beautiful day. Later, guys. Oh wait, I ended the video, but yes, we'll save them for tomorrow. Username. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna stream tomorrow, because look, the Battlefield 6 beta is back, and I really want to play the Battlefield 6 beta. So I might be mostly playing Battlefield 6 on stream, just because it's only available this weekend, and I don't know if I'm gonna buy it right away at launch, just because of our time, just because of how much free time I have. So we might mostly just be playing Battlefield 6, but we'll definitely be checking out the trailers first. And fucking Monster Hunter decided to drop a 9.5. Like, let me break this down for you guys, for the 19 of you guys here before you leave. Let me kind of sell you on Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter started off a little bit easy, and now it's getting hard. And it's getting hard in the base game before we even get the master rank version and the DLC that should drop sometime next year. Next year, there's going to be an expansion for Monster Hunter that brings the actual difficulty, like the actual hard monster, the actual hard hunts. And it's already getting really hard because they're ranked as a 9-star investigation with a 5 strength. So it's kind of funny because it's like their rank is a 9-5, like 9-star, and it's a 5-star strength. Yeah, so 9-star investigation and 5-star strength. Which is funny. It's like 9-5. Get it? It's like monsters actually became a 9-5 job because of how hard they got in yesterday's update. But there's some pretty crazy fun endgame loot to grind. That's all RNG based. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Peace and have a beautiful day. All right, later, guys. I don't know where I was going with that Monster Hunter thing, but you guys should check it out. Fun game. Later, guys. Peace. Mwah. That, wait, did you just say that have fun? Did you just say that have fun, love? It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be depressing. POV, you found out how to stop? You know it. It's not gonna be a fun episode, guys. I hope you know this. It's not gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna be a depressing episode. Exactly? Get out of here. All right, later, guys. Yeah, have fun. Have fun. All right, later, guys.